Okay, everyone, I'm back. It's Peter Sinkevich, ilovestartup.com. This is the late night edition. I think it's like 11:30 on Sunday night, but this is kind of how it goes with me. Like every other entrepreneur, I don't really follow too much of a schedule. There are great days where, I do have a pretty regimented schedule, but I'm in bed by this point, but tonight not so much. Had to get some late night things done and grind the wheel a little bit and hustle, and part of that was making sure I got this done today, so I came through on my promise. So a lot has happened amazingly in just one day over the weekend, between Saturday and Sunday. So we got crap loads of snow. You saw that yesterday. Got a little more today. Came back into the city. But a lot of cool things have happened I want to share with you. So with ilovestartup.com, a couple really interesting things took place. I was recently offered a speaking engagement in Belize in a couple months. Totally stoked for that. Waiting for the rest of the details. But that could turn into a work/vacation/time away from the cold city, I'm hoping. So I hope that works out. And if you live in Belize and you're watching this, I might be in your neighborhood. So let's go grab a drink. Anyway, I launched my Medium account under iHeart Startup and filled out all the information, got it ready for everybody, and I wrote my first article, which I published under the brand new Fuck Up Nights NYC account and publication. And so we made a publication going into Fuck Up Nights NYC updates on Medium, where everyone who's got a failure story and some lessons that they learned from that, it gives them an opportunity to write this stuff and contribute to it. And we'll be collecting everybody's contributions from the community underneath this one publication, and it'll become a really cool thing to look back upon after some time to see all the different stories that have been collected and people's experiences and what they learned and everything like that. And then hopefully we can turn that into like some kind of valuable resource for everybody. So that was a really cool thing that happened. Write yours, share it with the community there. We would love to hear your stories, and maybe I'll even share some of them on here. Who knows? The other really cool thing is this is the week of our first January event. January 11th on Wednesday, we're doing it at Brooklyn Heights. We work Dumbo Heights. 3 amazing speakers. The number one slot goes to Hugh Pinero, the founder of XM Satellite Radio. He's going to be coming and talking to us about some of his fuck-ups and things that he's learned. And then we have Ensi Obotetukudo. I know you're going to kill me for saying it like that, but I always get like a little tongue-tied when I say it. Ensi is really well known in New York City. He was one of the guys instrumental in bringing us Alley and Alley NYC with Jason Salzman, guys that I know pretty well and used to hang out in their space a lot. They are totally rad people. I love their project, what they're doing, totally support it. So Ensi's coming to talk to us about some of the things he learned with Alley and talk about the new project he's involved in, wink wink. And then Jared Matthew Weiss from Overture.me. So I think it's going to be a pretty amazing lineup this time. We're going to have a pretty decent crowd, pretty full crowd, I think. We're going to have a lot of people there. And, of course, we're going to do our after party, which we're not going to announce just yet, but maybe the day before, or if you come, you'll find out where it is. And after every event, I take the crowd and we go to a cool local bar, grab a drink or two, and get social. So maybe you can join us for that. That would be awesome. The last bit of news for Fuck Up Nights is the fact that I just got word that WeWork Grand Central is on board with us, and they want to host some of our events, which is the most amazing thing for A, people in the city, because it's one of the easiest places to get to by train, and B, for all those people that were following me and engaging me in the events I was doing in Connecticut and in Greenwich specifically. I used to be a startup grind director and I launched that organization in Connecticut way back in the beginning of 2014, and only just recently left in April of last year to really focus on this fuck up nights thing. So for about almost 2.5 years, I was a director out there building community, building these events, bringing really cool, high-powered speakers to tell their stories and share and stuff like that. We had a bunch of really notable people like Beth Comstock from GE and like Forbes 30 under 30 #1 come and kind of share some stories with us. Catherine Hoke from Defy Ventures. At any rate, all those people kind of like, didn't really have anywhere to go once I came to New York and started doing these things. But now that WeWork Grand Central's on board, here you go. Super easy way to come into the city. You don't even need to go anywhere. You come in on a Metro North train and then literally walk out the back entrance of Grand Central, and it's right there. And so there's no travel involved other than just the simple train ride. So for all those people in Westchester County and Fairfield County who want to come check out this thing, and I know I've been getting a lot of feedback at people asking me, when am I going to bring it to Connecticut? When am I going to bring it to Westchester County? Here's your shot. So hope to see a lot of you there. Stay tuned for the details that will be coming pretty soon. And then the other really cool thing is Hugh is also going to stick around on Thursday, and we're going to head up to the podcast studio at Empire State Building. WeWork Empire State. And we're going to record a Startup Theory podcast live with Hugh, and we're going to talk about some really cool topics I'm not going to mention just yet. It's going to be a surprise, but really excited to have him in the podcast studio and to kind of talk about some things with someone, with his great experience. So super, super, super excited. So let me get into the thing that we're supposed to be talking about today. So the thing I wanted to talk about was this question I get a lot, which is, how do I network with an investor? And, or how do I network with a high level person or higher level person than I get that, I hear that a lot. And the surprising answer is there's nothing special to it. And that's just it, guys. Again, just like a lot of other things, it's really more here than it is anything else. And so what I mean by that is, really any networking opportunity that you get yourself into, doesn't matter if they're someone like the president or someone, every day that you might just meet on the street. There should only be one quote unquote motive to what you're doing. And that's not to network. That's how you network. Again, sounds really crazy, right? What do I really mean by, what do I really mean by that? Well, when you go in with an agenda, you come off inauthentic. And guess what? People like authenticity, and they're drawn to it. So how do you be super authentic? You be yourself, but you also don't go in there with a specific agenda. Oh, I'm going in to get his business card or her business card. Oh, I'm going to make a deal. Oh, I'm going to, do this to get in their office. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that swear by that kind of approach to things, but that's not the way that I do it. And I've built a really great network over the years by not doing that specifically. My approach has been go into a room, anybody you meet on the street, with one objective. Just be everyone's friend. Seriously. Like, it's that easy. Just go in there and be everyone's friend. Just be friendly, be likable, just be yourself. Just don't force any part of the conversation. Just let it naturally progress wherever it's going to progress. That's what happens when you meet new friends, right? And so here's the really interesting part about that. And I don't know that everyone's thinking about it this way, but the really interesting part about that is eventually in that conversation and getting to know someone and becoming friends with them, it's inevitably going to come up because they're going to get curious about you. Oh, so what do you do? Oh, boom, there you go. Now it's a natural opening for you to start talking about, and not ad nauseum to the point where it's contrived and ridiculous. But now it's your chance to say, what it is that you work on or what you're doing, and maybe they'll find something interesting or in common about that themselves, and they'll add to that, right? And then you're off to the races. And if they don't, then there wasn't really much there to begin with. But the whole point is that if you just go into a event, a networking event, and you just have the goal of making friends with as many people as possible, you'd be really surprised at how well that works as a networking strategy. And so that's what I say. Networking, from my angle, is really not networking. It's just going in there and trying to be everyone's friend, or being a friendly person. And then whatever may come of that is whatever comes of that. But you'd be really surprised. There's a number one rule in sales, right? No one will buy anything from you unless they like you first. And buying is a very broad term. Most people think of that literally, like you're buying a product or service for cash money or your credit card or something. But buying really, it means, it's a deeper meaning to that word, and it really means just, absorbing, taking, whatever, something, right? So in this case, when you're networking, there's an exchange of ideas or thoughts or whatevers, right? And so there's an ebb and flow there. There's a give and take. And, Gary Vaynerchuk, again, I love quoting Gary, loves to say this thing, and I'm totally behind it. Provide 51% of the value, and you'll be seen as valuable. People will love that, and they'll come back to you, and, they'll engage you in your projects, and they'll do the things that you probably want, because in their mind, they are getting more value for their interaction with you than they're putting out. And so that makes you valuable. So if you become people's friend and you be friendly to them, and you befriend them, help them out with something that maybe you're good at or you have resources for, you become friendly. And then who knows what's on the back end of that. But that's really what I wanted to leave you with. It's a very it's a very interesting approach. Most people kind of raise their eyebrows, but when you get into the nut and meat of it, it kind of makes sense. So that's really what I have to say today. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. It's kind of late. I know it's I want to keep these things to a reasonable time frame, but I hope you guys all had a great day today. Work hard, keep plugging, hustle. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.